Puck's dropped. Sent back. Picked up by Team Philly. Back over to Blake. Cycles it back to Ricky. Ricky tries to get it back over. Back out in the neutral zone. Off stick of Kobe. Sent all the way long. No icing. Waved off. Back over to Ricky. Ricky makes his way around. Looks opposite side. Picked up Kobe on a rush. One-on-one with the goaltender. Gets a shot off the side of the net. Jake over to help out. Back along. Picks it up. Looks out front. Dribbles pass. Cycles around the other side. Barthol over to help out. Just below his stick. Wildcats. Back over. Nice check by Blake. Puck sent long. Ricky back on the back check to pick it up. No icing call. Cycled all the way back up over to Lucas. Lucas try to get a shot off and goes off a defender's stick. So Lucas, Bobst, Ben Fisher, Doherty, Thies. Lucas on the face-off. Puck's dropped back over. Fisher knocks it forward. Back over. Looks over center ice. Ooh, nice feed by Doherty over to Lucas. Lucas couldn't capitalize. Sent it wide. Back over to Fisher in the corner. Fisher picks it up. Back over. Doherty came off his stick wrong. Tried to get it in center ice. Back over to Thies. Thies tried to draw it outside the zone. Delayed offside. Holds back. Wildcats pick it up. Center over to the opposite side. Tip forward. Bobst on the back check. All the way against the wall. Sends it over to Thies. Thies picks it up. Back over to Doherty. Doherty picks it up. Puck is still down. Fisher sends it long. Doherty on the opposite side. Wildcats forward. Peruto with a check. Sends it all the way back. Sent back all the way up. Aydan back with a little support. Wildcats center ice. Sends it all the way across opposite side. Kick save by Aydan. Sent back into the corner. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin sends it forward back over to Peruto. Peruto gathers it. Tries to get through a man. Can't. Cusa looked to swipe at it. Back over to Nichols. Back over to Peruto. Peruto looks out front. Cycles it back around. Back over to Aydan. Aydan cycles it around the opposite side. Peruto into the corner. Sent it back over to Cusa. Nice back feed. Lang gets to it. Puck still floating and referee calls it dead. Nice shot from Lang at the point. Aydan on the face-off. Puck's dropped back out to Cusa. Cusa with a shot. Puck dropped. Cusa again. Try to get a shot off. Good. Off a defender's skate. Sent all the way back. Tobin back on the back check. Gets pushed into the wall. Knocked back down. Nichols picks it up. Nichols. Back over to Peruto. Peruto. Back over to Cusa. Peruto drops it down. Wildcats try to pick it up. Nichols into the corner. Peruto over to get it. Got right at the top. Sent it over to the opposite side. Wildcats send it all the way back. Aydan stops it. Sends it all the way up the boards. Back against the wall. Luca knocked it down, back over. Nichols knocks it down in front of the net, back over to Ricky. Ricky cycles it back opposite side, just outside the reach of Lang. Lang hits it forward, now it's into the corner. Back out to the point. Aydan with a save, another save. And knocks a couple of them down and puts a glove on it. Puck drop, Barthol on the face-off, back out to the point for the Wildcats. Now it's picked back up. Kobe tries to kick it around. Delayed offsides. Now it's outside the zone. That's picked up by Blake. Blake tried to get over to DeFruzio. Wildcats into the corner. Ricky. A little bit of suplex into the boards. Back over to DeFruzio. Goes long. Try to clear the zone. Now it's back up over to Kobe, just outside of his reach. They're going to call that an icing call. Actually, a penalty coming up. Looks like all right, so looks like a penalty coming up on the Wildcats. So Team Philly on a power play. Ben Fisher on the face-off. Flanked by Lucas. Lucas into the corner, sent back out to Nichols. Nichols tried to get it down, controls it, sent it back. Now it goes deep, all the way to the corner. Cycled back over to Nichols. Lucas cycles it back over to Nichols, has to regroup again. Lucas comes across the blue line. Gets it back, cycles it back over to Fisher. Back opposite side to Doherty, back out to the point to Nichols. Oh, whipped by Kobe. Nice pass right into the slot. Peruto on the face-off. Ricky, Bopst, Cusa, and Blake out on the ice. Back over, Bopst sends it back, goes back behind the net, kicked out, still floating out front. Peruto gets on his knees, gets to it. Back over to Ricky. Ricky sends it back out to Blake at the point. Back out to Cusa. Blake. Nice redirect. Bounces up into the goaltender's arms. Peruto on the face-off again. Puck's down, back out, controlled by Bob, sends it out. Wildcats try to clear the zone, able to do so. Knocked down at the point by Blake, picked up by Bobst. Back over. Back out the point to Blake. Back over to Peruto. Peruto tried to get a shot off, back over to Cusa, controls, back out to the point. 35 seconds left on the power play. Opposite side, behind Peruto. Ricky. Back out to the point to Blake. Nice redirect. Cusa, 21 seconds left in the penalty power play. Barthol, Jake, Luca out onto the ice. Back into the corner, Luca over to help out, picks it up. Looks, sends it back out to the point. Back over to Blake, to Ricky. Nice shot by Ricky. Good blocker side save by the goaltender. Back out to the point to Blake. Blake sends it deep. That'll kill the penalty. Jake over. Back over to Barthol. Drops it back in. Luca, pressure onto the puck. Wildcats try to clear it out. Blake sends it to the opposite side. Sent back. Blake gets it. Sent all the way back around the boards. Picked up by Jake. Jake knocks it. Swung all the way back around. Luca back over against the board. Looked for a little help. Sent it out to Blake at the point. Luca. To Blake. Little pass around. Waiting. Barthol back out to right at the point. Kick save by the goaltender. Nice shot by Ricky. Good kick save by the goaltender. Blake keeps it in. Opposite side. Back over. Doherty. That was a nice feed. Doherty couldn't control it. Jump back over to Fisher. Fisher tried to get her opposite side. Goes off a defender's skate. Picked back up by Doherty. Colin, opposite side. Back over to Fisher. Fisher loses it. Back over to Lucas coming across center ice. Lucas back along the boards. Had Fisher right in the slot. Was just behind him. Makes its way all the way back. And that's an icing.
Listen, all of you. Focus specifically on that shift. Nichols, Anthony, get the puck, make a play. Don't just throw the puck around. We had the puck 5 times in our own zone, and we gave it to them every time.
Touchdown. Picked up. Doherty's there. Gets a shot off. Good glove save by the goaltender. Puck stop. Lucas on the faceoff. Picked back up by Fisher. Couldn't control it. Makes its way outside the zone. Come rush across the blue line. Sent all the way back. Back up to Tobin. Tobin kicked back out. Lucas, a foot race. Back out to the point. Lang gets it. Sends it in. Goaltender just by him. Lucas back over to the corner. Tries to pick it up. Picked up by Doherty. Doherty looking just outside the reach. Lucas filters through. Back into the corner. And gets caught into Doherty's pants. Cusa, Nichols, Peruto. Puck back out to Peruto. Peruto tried to get a shot off. Knocked down. And pass coming up. Puck's up. Aydan gets to it. Backhand goes wide of the net. Picked up in the corner. Cusa knocks it forward. Back over to Aydan. Aydan gets defender on his heels. Sent back out to the point. Back out to Lang. And back out. Peruto, the point, gets a shot off. Nichols. Puck stop, back out to Peruto. Makes his way around. Tries to get a shot off. Oh my gosh. Caught the goalie off guard. Back into the corner. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin kicks it forward, back over to Cusa, just outside of his reach. Cusa tries to get around a defender. Wildcats. Cusa knocks it forward back into the corner. Sent to the opposite side. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin sends it over to Cusa. Cusa swipes at it, sends it forward. Line change, Team Philadelphia. Peruto picks it up by himself, 1-on-4. Looks for a little help. Center pass out to Jake. Jake makes his way around, weaves through, unable to get it on his strong side, given up to the Wildcats. Picked up by Lang. Lang back over to Kobe. Kobe across the blue line. Tried to get a shot out, back over to Luka. Luka just outside of his reach, going off a defender's shin guards. Picked back up. Kobe by himself looks for Luka. Yes, Luka with a score. Nice feed from Kobe with Luka in the slot to make this game at the 6:26 mark. Team Philly 1-0. So Luka DeFrigio from Zimmerman. Chad, hope you're watching, buddy. Puck stop. Kobe on the face-off. Sent over to the opposite side. Picked up in the zone. Peace. Drops it in. Luka. Good forecheck back over. Looking for a little bit of help. Cycles it back over in front of the goaltender. Lucas on the faceoff. Drop down. Wildcats get to it. Wildcats sent it to the opposite side. Picked up by Doherty. Doherty looking. Back out to Lucas. Tried to get a shot off. Goes off a defender's shin guards. Now it's back over. Sent back up. Doherty back over to Lucas. Lucas. Back over to Doherty. Gets a shot off. What was the call on that? Feast, Bobs, Doherty, Lucas, back out to Doherty. Nice play, Doherty with a shot, goes wide. Back over to Lucas. Lucas gets taken off the puck, back out to Bops. Bops. Oh, nice speed, Doherty got a point blank shot on it. Back over to Lucas. Lucas trying to juggle it, back over to Doherty. Doherty back over to Lucas. Oh my gosh. Nice save by the goaltender, but he called the puck dead after it was still alive. Back out, over to Doherty. Doherty. Back out to Thies. Back over to Fisher. Fisher back over to Lucas. Lucas gets it, cycles, center pass. Try to get it to Thies sitting in the slot, gets knocked down, like he pulled down. Back over to Doherty. Got two guys on him. Fisher looks to help pick it up. Doherty's back over. Puck comes out. Swung back to Thies at the point. All the way around the opposite side. Lucas swings around. Gets checked into the boards. Doherty back over, pressure onto the puck. Nice shot, pass by Doherty. Nichols, Cusa, Peruto with it. Back out to the point to Blake. Blake opposite side to right. Ricky with a shot, goes high. Peruto picks it up. Tries to get it by a defender. Wildcats are there. Unable to do so. Picked up by Peruto. Peruto gets it knocked down. Wildcats. Cusa takes a swipe at it, kicks it forward. Puck is still bouncing. Try to make its way back out to Nichols. Send it back over to right. Ricky drops it in over to Peruto. Peruto. Peruto again with it. Couldn't control. Ricky on the back check. Wildcats come across the blue line. Puck goes wide. Back behind the net. Back over. Cusa back opposite side over to Aydan. Aydan across the blue line. Gets a shot off the goaltender's helmet. Try to take another shot. Try to hit the top shelf. Could not quite do it. Ricky back on the back check. Gets it. Sends it over to the opposite side. Picked up by Cusa. Backhand pass. Try to get to Peruto in the slots. Unable to get there. Wildcats come across. Ricky sends it long. Nobody's there. Picked up by the Wildcats. Jake, little token pressure. Puck comes out. Sent back by the Wildcats. Jake back on the forecheck. 2:45 left first period. Barthol out into the ice. Puck goes long. Ricky picks it up. Back all the way. Ricky again. Cycles back over. Kicks it forward. Wildcats. And Ricky's going to be called for a penalty coming up. It's probably going to be interference. Yep, interference call. Puck's drop. Team Philly down a man for 2 minutes at the 2:17 mark. Back out. Kick forward. Barthol. Little back pressure. Wildcats across the blue line. Back into the corner. Wildcat gets it out to the point. Attempted shot goes off of Barthol's shin pads. Line change for Team Philadelphia. Kobe and Luca out onto the ice. Tobin with them. Wildcats up, right hand side. Cross pass. Drop it back out onto the wing. Tobin back around to help out. Sent all the way back to the opposite side. Luca's there. Gets knocked down in front. Back out to the center point. Opposite side, Luca. Kick save by Aydan. Aydan knocks it back into the back wall with a stick. Sent back up. 39 seconds left on the power penalty kill for Team Philadelphia. Luca comes across with it. Opportunity. Nice pass. Oh, had right off of Kobe's stick. Pick back up. Sent deep. 32 seconds left in the period. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill for Team Philadelphia. Peace gets it. Kicks it forward. And that'll make it even strength for Lucas. It'll take in pressure back. Picked up, turnover. Nice pass to Doherty. Can't capitalize on it. Lucas back over along the boards. Subtle check. And that'll end the period. 1-0 Team Philadelphia. Ready for puck drop. Puck stop, back over. Nice feed from Fisher. Tried to get it to Lucas, streaking up. Wildcats send it back to the back wall. Peace over with it, gets it over to Bobs. Fisher sends it back up to Lucas. Back over. Lucas. Oh, try to get a shot off. Try to get 5-hole. That's back out to the point to Thies. Back out. Opposite side to Bops. And that goes off a defender's stick into the protective webbing. Puck's back out. Fisher, the shot. Lucas picks it up. Centers it back out to Fisher. Fisher picks it up. Back over to Colin. Lucas picks it back over to Fisher. Fisher tried to work his way around. Defender couldn't. Thies sends it back all the way to the backside. Back over to Colin. Colin. The Bops. Opposite side to Thies. Fisher. Jumps Lucas' stick. Unable to get there. Lucas pulls it outside the zone. Waits for the zone to clear. Gets a couple guys through. Back over, sends it deep. Works his way all the way around to himself. Then over the opposite wall, picked up by Doherty. Oh, nice centering pass. Knocked down by a defender, back up Bops. Doherty gets it back over just outside the reach of Fisher. So it goes back opposite side, Lang onto the ice on the defensive end. Wildcats come down, try to send it forward. Lucas picks it up. Back over to Fisher. Fisher's got Doherty on the opposite side. And takes a shot and goes off the protective net. Nichols, Peruto, Cusa, Lang, Tobin. Nichols on the face-off. Peruto back into the corner. Opposite side. Back over to Nichols. Nichols gets a shot off. Hits the goaltender's shoulder, rolls over the net. Back out to Lang at the point. Lang tried to get a shot off. Goes off a defender's skate, goes long. Back over to Cusa. Cusa looking. Back out to the point. And makes its way outside the zone. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin sends it long. Delayed off sides. Back over. Good check by Nichols. Puck's still out. Nichols loses his stick. Wildcats drop back down. Picked up by Lang. Lang sends it back over to Cusa. Cusa back over to Peruto. Peruto across the blue line. Tried to make his way around. Does. Gets a score. Peruto with a nice move. Gets the puck down the left side, cuts it into the net, sends it on the blocker side of the goaltender for the second score of the game for Team Philadelphia. Luca, Barthel, Kobe, Blake and Ricky. Puck stop, back over. Luca looking to force it. Ricky gets it, sends it opposite side over to Blake. Blake sends, back up to Luca. Kobe tries to drill it forward. Luca back over, sends it deep. Back over, picked up by Blake. Blake back over to Kobe. Kobe. Barthol streaking, comes down. One-on-one with the goaltender, looking for a little help. I'll try to get there. Now it's hooked in by the goaltender. Wildcats control, back to the opposite side, swinging around. Send outside the boards, gets outside of them, back out to Blake at the point. Blake, get to Barthel. Nice pass. Back out to Ricky at the point. Nice save by the goaltender. I don't know how he saw that come through. Back over to Kobe. Kobe sends it over to the opposite side. Wildcats back into the corner. Luca with a little bit of help back out to Ricky at the point. Ricky gets swiped at. Gets another shot attempt. Goes wide. Picked back up by Blake. Blake gets knocked off the puck. Gets it back. Wildcats send it all the way down. That would be an icing. Fisher, Doherty, Mott, Popst, and Thies. Back out, Fisher over to help out. Popst sends it on net. Ooh, almost redirected by Wildcats' own player into the net. Back over to Lucas. Lucas tried to dribble it forward. Bots keeps it out of the zone. Bots gets it. Ooh, try to backhand opposite side. Feast on the backhand. Shot goes off the post. Aydan with a blocker side save. Picked up. Back up to Fisher. Fisher all the way back. Lucas follows. Sends it back. Behind the net, Fisher with a nice check. Doherty over to help out. Wildcats looking. Fisher tried to get it on his stick, couldn't. Wildcats get it, send it to the opposite side. Come across center ice, now pass it. Ooh, takes an odd bounce off the blue line, and then Aydan just simply puts a glove on it. .53, second period, 2-0 Team Philadelphia. Nichols, Tobin, Lang, Cusa, and Crudo out on the ice. Puck stop, Aydan knocks it out to the back wall. Crudo looking to cheat a little bit. Sent back over. Tobin sends it up. Got two back. 2-on-1. Guy catches up. Crudo with a nice pass. Goes off a defender's skates. Back out to Tobin. Tobin sends it into the corner. Cusa back over to help out. Picked back up by Tobin at the point. Tobin with a score. Picked up by Peruto for the second goal of the game. We have a shot by Cusa maybe that went off the goaltender's stick, made its way left. So Peruto, goal number 2 today. Nichols on the face-off, back over Peruto. Hungry for a third goal, gets pressure onto the puck. Sent all the way back to the back wall. No icing, back over to Lang. Lang tries to poke it forward. Wildcat loses an edge. Lang tried to clear the zone, unable to do so. Oh my gosh. Wide open net by the Wildcats after Aydan made a save. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 opportunity. Back over to Nichols. Oh my gosh. 3-on-1. Got a delayed penalty coming up. Back out onto the point. Aydan comes off the net. Recycle, try to pick it up. And then Cusa takes a shot. Glove down by the goaltender. So 10:35 mark. Team Philly will be on a power play. Fisher, Kobe, Lucas, Colin, back out to Aydan at the point, over to Lucas. Lucas tried to get a shot off, goes off a defender's stick. Nice swat by Kobe, goes off of goaltender's face mask, and he gloves it down. Puck's back out to the point, picked up by Aydan. Aydan cycles it back over to Colin. Colin tried to get across ice back over to Lucas, unable to do so. Lucas picks it up, makes his way around, almost gets tripped up. Back over, gets to the point to Nichols. Cycle back over, opposite side. Opposite. Nice play. Lucas over to Doherty. And then hits Kobe sitting in the slot for Kobe's first goal of the game. That may be his first goal of the season, possibly. Don't quote me on that. Barthol. Luca. Ricky. Jake out on the ice. Ricky sends it forward. Luca on the forecheck opposite side. Barthol picks it up, sends it back. Luca looking for a little bit of help, try to get Jake coming down the slot. Couldn't get it strong enough off his stick. Sent back center ice. Now comes across all the way back. Aydan knocks it back down behind net. Stop forecheck, then cycles it back up over to Luca. Luca tries to tap it forward. Goes right to a defender. Picks back up. Now it's outside the zone. Wildcats send it back over. Blake retrieves. Back over to Ricky. Ricky. Cycle back over to the opposite side, over to Ricky. Ricky drops it in. Goaltender swipes at it, back against the back wall. Jake over to a little pressure. Barthol's over to help him out. He's got two guys. Now it's back over to Blake. Back up to Ricky. Ricky tried to make a move around. That was a big hit Ricky had on him. Peruto looking for his third. Can't make the move, try to make it. Peruto wide open one-on-one with the goaltender. Could not collect a third for the day. Puck's dropped. Keeps it back over, picks it up by Aydan. Aydan takes a fire, goes top, hits the goaltender in the shoulder, knocked down into the corner. Bops trails back into the corner, gets checked into the boards. Wildcats pick it up, try to clear the zone. They do clear the zone. Picked up by Peace. Peace back over to Cusa. Cusa sends it forward, gets some knock into the boards. Sends it deep. Back over, picked by Thies. Thies cycles it back over to Bops. Bops picks it up alongside the boards, looking for a little bit of help. Throws it back over. Bops sends it opposite side. Wildcats. Aydan with the knockdown. Send it back up. Over Peruto. Peruto. Picked up by Nichols. We're going to call 16. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, so we got offsetting penalties, both of them with a slash. All right, so even strength. 2 players on the penalty box, Peruto, Lucas Fisher, Doherty, Lang, and Tobin out on the ice. Puck drop, sent back out. Fisher tries to kick it forward, unable to do so. Lang hovering at the blue line, waits there. Lang. Fisher back in, picks it up. Cycles it back over to Lucas. Lucas tried to cycle it back over to Fisher. Got knocked down by a defender's stick. Aydan sends it back into the corner. Lang picks it up back over to Fisher. Fisher holds up. Back over to Lucas. Lucas. Doherty. Back opposite side. Oh my gosh, almost redirect. Back out. We got a penalty coming up. And they'll wave that down. So we got a slash coming up on the Wildcats. Husa, Kobe, Blake, Ricky, and Bops out on the ice. Puck drop. Gets tied up a little bit. Puck back over. Ooh. Referee trying to hold his own ground. Almost gets knocked back over to Kobe. Kobe looks to set something up. Can't get the puck to save his life. Back over to Bops. Bops tries to get it by. Knocks himself down. Kicks the guy with him. Kobe picks it back up. Back over to Ricky. Ricky looking. Back out to Cusa. Nice pass. Cusa couldn't control. Good opportunity. Back over to Kobe. Be patient. Send it back out to Cusa at the point. Knocked down by Kobe. Kobe sends it deep. Picked up by Ricky. Opposite side pass. Blake sends it into the neutral zone, picked up by Bops. Now it's sent back in. Blake again gets it. 1 minute left on the power play for Team Philadelphia. Kobe speeds forward. Back over to Ricky, coming across the blue line. Got Cusa. Bops in the slot. Back out to Kobe. Just outside the reach. Ricky just can't quite get to it. Back over to Bops. Nice feed. Just outside the reach of Zimmerman. Picked up by Cusa at the point. Back over to Ricky. Ricky tried to get a shot off the defender's skate. Back over to Cusa. Cusa back opposite side. Pass gets knocked down by a defender. Picked up by Blake. 19 seconds left on the power play. 7, 6, 5 seconds left on the power play. Jake. Oh, score! Jake with a nice pass over to Luca. I'm not sure if I think it was Jake with the score. That was an unusual goal, I got to admit. Jake was coming down left-hand lane, pretty much wide open shot into the goalie, dragged it all the way down to the goal line, then chose to take a shot, which I think it went off the inside pad of the goaltender for goal number 5. Well, we'll take it. Barthol on the face-off, back over, picked up by Tobin. Peace, opposite side, gets it, sends it deep. Jake over alongside the boards, 2 guys on him, pulls it back through. Barthol overruns it. Wildcats pick it back up. Fugio knocks him off the skates, and I believe Jake is going to be called for a holding.
13K, minor, hold.
So Team Philadelphia will be down a man at the 350 mark.
It's supposed to stop while they put the penalty up.
All right. Puck comes outside the zone. I believe since there's a 5-goal difference, that it's going to be a running clock. Wildcats send it back to the opposite side. Aydan picks it back up. Aydan tries to knock it outside the zone, sends it back up. Picked up by Lang. Lang, good work. Trying to do a stick lift. Good hustle by Lang. Sent all the way back. Tobin comes around a defender, gets to it. Tries to swipe at it. Barthol, good hustle, gets checked into the boards. Sent all the way back. Picked up by Aydan. Lifts it back out. Comes out of the zone. 56 seconds left on Team Philadelphia's penalty kill. Again, sent all the way to the back. Aydan picks it up one more time. Sends around the opposite side. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin, 2-on-2. Got another defender coming back. Makes it even. Tobin tried to work his way around. Looked like he could have been interfered with. Knocked forward. My power play numbers are off. So still Lucas out onto the ice. 22 seconds left on Team Philadelphia's penalty kill. Aydan's back over. Sends it back up. Try to get it to Lucas. Lucas tried to clear the zone. Back over to Doherty. Doherty sends it long. Back over to Lucas into the corner. Even strike. Back over to Blake. Blake, opposite side, back over to Ricky. 1:14. Ricky back over. Sends it back up to Doherty. Doherty just off his stick. Looks for Lucas. Picks up Lucas. Got Fisher. 3-on-2. Picked up by Doherty. Back over to Fisher. Golden opportunity. Good shot. Running clock 30 seconds. Fisher back into the corner. Look for a little help. Picks it back up. Cycles it back out to the top. Thies with it. Tries to send it back deep into the corners. Unable to do so. Good job by Thies. Shot attempt by Doherty. Knocked down by the goaltender. Bob sends it deep. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so the end of the second period, 5-0 Team Philly defensive end. Puck drop, back over to Cusa, sends it back opposite side to Lang. Lang, Bruto, stick lift, gets it back up to Nichols. Nichols got Cusa on the other side, tried a backhand over to him, couldn't get it. Kicked outside the zone, Toby. Delayed offside, sent back to the opposite side, Bruto with some pressure onto the puck. Cusa back over to help him out, back over to Tobin. Cusa picks it up, gets checked, picked up by Nichols, back out to Tobin. Shot attempt, goaltender knocks it down in front, almost picked back up, picked up by Nichols, sends it back, picked up by Prudo. Got Cusa coming up, center ice, back. Nice shot attempt, knocked down, almost a second chance opportunity, sent back behind the net. Tobin gets it, looks for Nichols at the point. Nichols gets a shot attempt, goes wide. Cusa. Lost the puck. Wildcats get it, sent around to the backside. Lang hovering at the blue line, waiting for the puck, takes it. Prudo's there. Goes long over to Prudo. Prudo's got Luca and Jake coming onto the ice. Luca on the forecheck. Centering pass. Kobe charging ice. Comes up. Sends it deep. Back over to Luca. Luca had Jake up in the slot. Ricky hovering blue line, waiting. Jake and Luca pressure into the corner. Picked up by Jake. Jake checked into the boards. Luca on the back check. What a nice check by Luca. Kobe. Oh my gosh. I believe that's going to be a penalty coming up on the Wildcats. So penalty on 16 black for minor rough. So running clock, 5-goal difference. Clock sliding down. Bobst, Perudo, right, Cusa, Krecker out on the ice. Back out to the point to Blake. Blake tried to get a shot off. Bops jumps over the puck as it goes by him. Sends it back over. Bops. Bruto. Back check by Cusa. Cusa makes his way by a man. Picked back up. Sent back over to the wall. Back over to Prudo. Prudo sends it back behind. Now it's picked up by Blake. Cusa charges forward. Sends it all the way to the opposite side of Prudo. Prudo charging in. Cycles it back out. Looks. Back out to the point to Blake. Shot. Ricky will try to redirect. Picked up by Cusa again. Cusa with a turn and shot. Back all the way to Perudo on the opposite side. Got Ricky trailing him. Oh, that was a nice look for Colin. Back out to Blake. Colin tries to pick it back up. Makes its way all the way to the back. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky over to Doherty. He's got Lucas in the center. Lucas picks it up. Waits. Looks. Oh, nice feed. Went by 2 Team Philly forwards. Picked back up by Lucas. Lucas makes his way around. Ah, nice shot. Lucas on the face-off, back out. Peace, try to swipe at it. Swung around to the opposite side. Doherty over pressure onto the puck. Wildcats try to clear his zone. Pops, centers it back into the slot. Kick back up all the way. That should be an icing call. It comes all the way out. Peace on the back check. Back over to Lucas. Lucas gets it back over to Doherty. Doherty across the blue line's got a guy in his back pocket. Gets it back to the back wall. Try to get a guy off the stick. Fisher back over to help out. Fisher back out to the point to Bots. Back over to Doherty, just outside of his reach. Peace charges forward. Holds up. Wildcats get around the wing. Bots picks it back up. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher back over to Fisher. Fisher got Peace. Back over to Doherty. Doherty back over to Lucas. Lucas sends it back to the back wall, picked up by Fisher. Fisher, center pass. Goaltender corrals it. Back out to Cusa. Cusa, oh my gosh. Lightning shot goes wide. Knocked down by Prudo. Prudo. Oh, try to send it opposite side over to Tobin. Cusa got in the way. Center ice, back over to blue line. Picked up by Prudo. Prudo, nice move. Gets around. Mauled. Wildcat try to send it down. Lang picks it up, sends it deep. 8:11 left in the game. Back out to the point, over to Lang. Picked back up by Nichols. Nichols looking for a little help, loses it off his stick, opposite side. Prudo. Try to get a shot off. Picked up by Cusa. Cusa, he's got Nichols back behind him. Prudo comes through. Prudo looking. Gets a shot up and goes wide. Prudo dragged into the corner. So, penalty coming up. power play for Team Philadelphia. Barthol on the face-off. Flanked by Jake. Try to clear the zone. Jake back over putting pressure on. Back over to Jake. Jake. Good job by Barthol to keep it active. Back over to Thies. Thies gets it. Comes across. Looks up. It's got Jake coming across the blue line. Looking. Back out to Thies. Thies gets a shot off. Back out to Tobin. Tobin back to Barthol. Barthol, the nice shot. Jake, good rebound attempt. Goes off a defender's skate. Back out to Tobin. To Thies at the point. And glove down by the goaltender. Puck's back out. 50 seconds left on the power play. Piece back over to Jake. Jake opposite side. Back over to Barth. Oh my gosh. Nice feed to Luca. Luca couldn't get a stick on it. Now picks it back up himself. Now sends it back outside to Thies. Opposite side to Tobin. Tobin gets it knocked away. Picked back up by Thies. Back over. That should kill the penalty as time winds down with 5 minutes left in the game. Okay. Even strength. Back over to Lucas. Lucas tried to get it on his backside. Worked back over to Blake. Back over to Fisher. Fisher underneath the stick. Picked up by Colin. Colin looking. Ricky. Back over to Colin. Puck was dribbling out. Couldn't quite control it. Colin tried to swipe at it. Now it's back out to Lucas. Lucas gets it. Oh, nice save by the goaltender. Good feed by Lucas to Ben. Back over to Colin. Try to get over to Lucas. Went off the referee's skate. Back over to Colin. Colin cycles back over to Lucas. Tries to knock it back down. And the goaltender stands on top of it. 3:40 left in the game. Puck around the opposite side. Colin back over to help pick it up. Lucas is there. Now Fisher takes a weird bounce off of the boards. Goaltender knocks it down. Doherty takes a swipe at it. Back over to Fisher. Fisher moves his way around. Back over to Lucas. Send it back over to Ricky. Ricky back up. Fisher knocks it down. Good knockdown. Back over to Colin. Colin picks it up. Nice feed. Ah, nice look. Couldn't make it through a defender's stick. Picked up by Lucas. Back over to Ricky. Ricky playing with it. Trying to get it back out. Back over to Colin. Colin comes across the blue line. Tries to get around his man. Ricky on the back check. Wildcat defender whips on it. Makes its way all the way back. Bruto out into the ace. 2 minutes left in the game. Running clock. Sent back out on the wing. Wildcats looking. Send it long. Off the stick of the defender. Thies gets a stick on it. Bruto loses an edge, and that's an offsides. Minute 25 running. Nichols on the face-off. Puck stop. Bruto try to pick it up. Back over to Bobs. Cusa knocks it forward. Picked up by Nichols. Got Bruto with them. Try to get a shot off. Goes off a defender's stick. Good job by Cusa. Picks it up. Sent all the way to the backboard. 41 seconds left in this game. Back over to Thies. Thies turned, lost it off his stick, sends it back to the opposite side, back over to Bops. Bops kicks it forward, back over to Cusa. Cusa, nice feed, back over to Nichols, got Bruto with him. Cusa following suit, comes across the blue line. Nichols turns, looks, back out to Bops at the point. Cusa, opposite side over to Lang. Takes a shot, goes wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that will end it for the first game. So 5-0 Team Philadelphia, first win of the showcase. And that will do it for tonight. So there is a game